Microsoft has signed a binding 10-year legal agreement with Nintendo to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo players, presuming the company's colossal $69 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard is approved. Since the acquisition announcement last year, Microsoft has been attempting to prove to government agencies like the U.S. Federal Trade Commission that this acquisition does not fall into any monopolistic activity and would not harm competitors like PlayStation. However, Microsoft has had a bit of a rough go at it. To counter, though, the company has been proactive in attempting to get the green light from the FTC, going as far as promising PlayStation that Call of Duty games will continue to come to Sony's consoles and agreeing to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo hardware. Now, Microsoft President and Vice Chair Brad Smith has announced on Twitter that Microsoft has formally signed a legally binding 10-year agreement with Nintendo to bring Call of Duty games to Nintendo players. Here's the statement Smith released on behalf of Microsoft in full. Microsoft and Nintendo have now negotiated and signed a binding 10-year legal agreement to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo players the same day as Xbox, with full feature and content parity so they can experience Call of Duty just as Xbox and PlayStation gamers enjoy Call of Duty. We are committed to providing long-term equal access to Call of Duty to other gaming platforms, bringing more choice to more players and more competition to the gaming market. Many have already begun to speculate how Activision Blizzard will bring Call of Duty games to Nintendo consoles, which are traditionally much less powerful than current-gen Xbox and PlayStation consoles, with full feature and content parity. If I had to guess, Call of Duty will likely go the route of cloud gaming seen on the Switch, unless Nintendo's next console is set to be a significantly more powerful piece of hardware. Only time will tell. Perhaps most interesting to players, if not regulators, is the official statement embedded in Smith's tweet. The game Call of Duty will arrive on the same day as Xbox, with full feature and content parity so they can experience Call of Duty just as Xbox and PlayStation gamers enjoy Call of Duty. As when Microsoft first announced its commitment to Call of Duty on Nintendo and Steam, there are many missing details as to how this deal could work out. Offering full feature and content parity on Nintendo's Switch, running hardware from 2017 that was already slightly dated when it debuted, requires either some notable asterisks, considerable downscaling, or perhaps the release of the next Nintendo console. That Switch successor has been hinted at in recent UK filings and would certainly make it easier to offer a tolerable version of Call of Duty. Unlike other big-budget, single-player-oriented games, a streaming gameplay workaround, such as that offered by Control and Hitman releases, isn't as likely to fly with a game with a heavy focus on reaction times and lag reduction. A Call of Duty title hasn't been offered on Nintendo hardware since Ghosts was offered as a kind of side title on the Wii U. Then again, the Nintendo deal was announced on the same day as Microsoft announced it would bring Xbox games and, if its deal is approved, Call of Duty to Nvidia's GeForce Now streaming service. GeForce Now, in its latest Ultimate offering, has made a point of prioritizing low-latency game streaming, utilizing its Reflex tech for competitive multiplayer online games. While GeForce Now isn't offered on Switch, some white-labeled or GeForce Now-inspired streaming version of Call of Duty could make its way to a current or future Nintendo console. There are, of course, other reasons Microsoft has made deals with Nintendo and Nvidia. Xbox chief Phil Spencer hinted to Bloomberg in December that a deal with Nintendo could give it leverage against Sony, which has yet to accept a similar 10-year offer, while it also pushes legislators to block the Activision Blizzard deal. Even without the deal, Spencer has said Microsoft would offer Call of Duty to Sony's audience as long as there's a PlayStation out there to ship to. Relatedly, on Tuesday, the president of the Communications Workers of America (CWA) union asked the European Commission to approve the Activision deal. The endorsement arrives after Microsoft affirmed a labor neutrality agreement in June, stating it would not oppose collective bargaining efforts by Activision employees. Ongoing union efforts at divisions inside Activision have been contentious. At a press conference in Brussels addressing European opposition to the deal, but also tagged to the Nintendo and Nvidia deals, Smith said the Activision deal has never been about spending $69 billion so that we could acquire titles like Call of Duty and make them less available to people. Microsoft, Smith said, is focused on using this acquisition to bring more games to more people on more platforms and devices than ever before, to bring more competition into gaming than ever before. This information sounds pretty interesting to me. I wonder how this will make people feel. You should tell me your opinion on this in the comments section below. Be sure to like us subscribe for more content on the daily, and hit the notification bell to be notified when we post.